This video is part 2 of setting up your digital workflow using D2L in Google Classroom. So now that we have our classroom set up, we have to set up our D2L page as well. So the first thing we need on here is we need to put the Google Classroom widget on. So let's scroll all the way down to the bottom. We'll click on our 3 little dots, and we're going to edit this home page. Then I'm going to go in, and I'm going to add my Google Classroom widget to the side. So I click Add Widgets, and you can just type in Classroom and do a search. And there's Google Classroom there. So I'll click on that and hit add. Now, because I'm going to be using this often for formative assessment, I'm going to drop mine right below my Teams meeting widget, because it's going to be really important that the kids know where this is. So I drop it in and I hit save. And there you can see my Google Classroom widget is right below there. When they click on that, it'll take them there, and I'll show that a little bit later. So now I'm ready to set up my assignment, but it's going to be a little different because this assignment is actually just going to be a placeholder in D2L that they can submit to for summative assessment. So knowing that this is going to be going into my Google Classroom, it's going to be a little bit different. So let's go click New Assignment. And for this one, we're going to design Twitter monsters for Halloween. Here I can put a description of what the assignment is and whatever it is they're going to do, but I'm not actually making things out of this assignment. It's really a placeholder they'll be able to submit to later. So you can put in a little description here, but that main description I'm doing is going to be through my Google Classroom. So I'm going to still go down, and I'm still going to use all the normal things I would use for assignments. So I might want to record a video or record audio to give them attachment when they go to that. So as you scroll down, make sure we look at that submission type. We want to make sure this is going to be on file submission, because that's going to allow the Google work that they have to be submitted through that Google Access app. So we want to make sure that does say file submission. When I go down here, you can fill out whatever ones you want. A little tip on organization though. A lot of people really like using categories. So this is going to help me organize all my assignments. The way I organize categories is I actually organize them by week. I don't say literacy or I don't say math. I'll actually say the week that this is going to be. So this one's going to be October 26th to October 30th. That's really more for me for organization. So it's going to go to that category. I'm not scoring it or doing any of that stuff or adding rubrics. So I'm going to hit save and close. And there you can see there's my category. For me personally, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to click the little box here. And I'm actually going to reorder this. I like my categories going from ascending to descending. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to change this to number 1 and save it. So now it's pushed to the top. So when I do more assignments, I can just add them under this category, and then I know that's the week's worth of work. Don't forget to click on the eyeball, and we're going to make this visible. And now we're ready to go add it to announcements. Next, we're going to go and we're going to create a brand new announcement. Now, this is where you're going to have some choice, and this is going to be based on you and how your students are operating. You have a choice of giving all the instructions right in here, or you're going to at least direct them to doing the assignment in Google Classroom. So you might choose to have all your instructions directly in Google Classroom so they have them right on the page when you're working. That's your choice, but choose whatever's going to work for your kids and make it less confusing for them. So here I have we're going to create this assignment, but the key is when you're finished working on this page, you're going to submit it here. So this is something I want to actually hand back into D2L for summative assessment based on what we've been working on. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to add the quick link to that actual assignment page. Remember, this is just that placeholder to hand it back into D2L. So there's my Twitter monster. And there it is there. I might go in and I could make this a little bit larger just so they're aware that that's something big I want to click on. All right, but I always want to direct them that we're going to use the Google Classroom widget on the right-hand side when we do Twitter monsters. So let me just put in the title. And I'm going to hit publish. So this is now on the page. It tells the kiddos to go click Google Classroom, and then they're going to go there and actually work on their assignment. So the next step is actually creating the assignment in Google Classroom for them to use. We have many videos to show you how to create assignments, but I'm going to give you a short overview. So I'm going to click in the classroom, then I'm going to put the assignment in. I'm going to go to classwork, and I'm going to go click create. Remember, there's a bunch of things you can create in here for formative assessment if you wanted to, but let's do an assignment because we are going to be working on our monster Twitter profiles. So obviously, because I didn't give instructions in D2L, I'm going to put my instructions in here, but I'm going to let them know at the end that I'm going to be commenting and offering help. This is the whole reason why we're using Google Classroom, because we can get that formative piece of assessment or just to kind of talk through it and help things out so we can see that work in progress. Now, this is going to be up to you if you want to create something for them or give them free rein to create something, but because I made the assignment, I actually have a template that I'm going to add from my Google Drive. So there's my Twitter Google Draw. I'm going to click on that and hit Insert. So it's now going to be as part of the assignment, but here's the real nice thing. There's no more forced copies using Google Draw because I can go over to here and I can now click Make a copy for each student. So that means they can each edit their own copy without me having to do a forced copy. Now, I'm going to make sure I go in and I click all the things I need. This is also another nice place that's really easy to do differentiation. Maybe this is just going to a group of kiddos. So I might just click on these two people and they're the only ones working on this assignment. I'm not going to worry about points. I'm not even going to worry about due dates, but I'm going to worry about topic because this is how you can organize some of your assessment in Google Classroom. Same thing I did in D2L. I'm actually going to create a topic, and I've gone away from the literacy and everything, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm putting in the date. So all my assignments are going to have that date, so I know exactly where that assignment is located. And I'm going to click Assign. There we go. Just double check. There it is. It's in there. And the kids will see it on the stream as well that I posted a new assignment right in there. But the fun thing is only those two students will see it. So this is how we can differentiate. So now we're ready to actually go see what it looks like from a student and teacher point of view when the work is in progress. Make sure you watch part 3 to see how formative assessment works within Google Classroom between the teacher and the student while the work is in progress.